Hi guys, welcome back to 100% Mags. So of course we're heading to this game against West Ham, 8 o'clock kickoff live on Sky Sports tomorrow night, and of course this will be an interesting game. This was the game that was meant to be played in September last year, but unfortunately was postponed due to the passing of our late Queen Elizabeth II. So of course we had to wait for the rearranged game, of course, and it is tomorrow night, 8 o'clock kickoff live on Sky Sports. Now, we'll go into this one looking to extend our lead in third in the Premier League by 3 points, hopefully. And of course, we look to extend our winning run in the Premier League as well to 4 games after, of course, winning the last three. 2 games before the international break, of course, a win against Wolves and Nottingham Forest. Then, of course, coming back off the international break on, of course, Sunday to get the win against Manchester United at St James's Park. And of course, we're going to this game tomorrow night down at the London Stadium, looking to make it 4 games unbeaten in a row. We are also looking to make it a unbeaten run of 4 in the capital this season as well, winning against Fulham and Spurs, and of course drawing against Arsenal and Palace down in the capital. So we are looking to make it to a fantastic 5 unbeaten in the capital, of course. So looking at it, this is a game where quite a few people are going to be going for Newcastle United in this game, and rightly so, because of the way we have been performing this season. We have been doing absolutely fantastic this season. The performance, is quite black and white when you look at it compared to what we were doing last season. When Eddie Howe came in as the manager at Newcastle United, we were down towards the bottom of the Premier League. Quite a lot has changed since then. We have been doing fantastic this season, putting in performance after performance after performance against teams. We did go through a little bit of a sticky patch after the World Cup, but we were still putting in really good performances. We were just unfortunately lacking that ability to put the ball away in, of course, front of the net. But this game, I've got Newcastle going for the win here. I've got us coming away with the 3 points in the bag. Obviously it's going to be a tough one because at the end of the day, it is an away game. It is against, of course, West Ham as well, which can be a little bit of a sticky one. But looking at it, trips to West Ham have been quite successful for it and quite productive, of course, for it in getting the away points, winning 10 games on the road against them. That figure is only exceeded by the games against Spurs, which was 11 successes against Spurs. So, obviously a team that we do get some pretty good positive results against. And looking at it as well, like I say, we're going into this one looking to make it a 4th successive Premier League victory in a row. Unfortunately, it looks like Almiron might be out for it, but we did see Almiron taking in the match at St James's Park against Man United from, of course, the stands. He was watching on, so who knows? Maybe he will be fit to play in this game. If not, then he'll be back in time to play in the next game after this, which of course is Brentford. Um, Joe Willock looks like he might have a little bit of a knock going into this game, but we'll have to wait and see on that one on the team selection. Callum Wilson will be another player, that will be looking to play in this game. But, it's going to be kind of hard for him as well to get a game at the moment with the way Alex is playing. Alex is banging in the goals. He's doing fantastic in the games. The performances that he's putting in, week out forward as well is just absolutely amazing. So, just imagine if he had have been playing the whole season for Alex, we could have been maybe winning the league ourselves. Who knows? But Callum Wilson will probably definitely want to get in on this one and have a goal against them. Of course, having scored 3 times in 4 games against them for us, and adding in his Bournemouth record as well. His figures are 10 goals in 12 appearances against West Ham, so he knows how to score against the Hammers. So that that is a player that is always a threat against the Hammers. And of course, looking at West Ham themselves this season, of course, there is a possible exception for Skamaka. It looks like Skamaka could play. He might slightly be a doubt as well. Moyes, of course, looks to have a full squad to pick from. And of course, looking at their game on Sunday as well, they played on Sunday as well. And they took on bottom of the table Southampton at the London Stadium. And they're coming away from that game 1-0 winners. Aguard, I believe it was, that scored the goal for West Ham in that game, extending their unbeaten run at the London Stadium in 2023 to 6 games in all competitions. But at the end of the day, you know, it's quite tight down at the bottom of the table. If we do look at the table up on screen, you know, you can see that from about 12th down to 20th is the relegation battle. It's quite tight down there, I've got to say. And around West Ham's area as well, you've got Everton on 27 points as well. You've got Nottingham Forest on 27 points, Bournemouth on 27 points. Leeds are only just 1 point behind Bournemouth in 18th place. I do think, looking at this table in the relegation battle, it is quite a tight contested affair down there at the moment. And it looks like Southampton could be one team that is already down. Could West Ham maybe be pulled into there if they lose on the game tomorrow against us? Of course, that could put them right back into that relegation area. Of course, they're not away from it yet. There's quite a few games left as well. West Ham's played 27 games. Some of the teams around them have played a game or two more than West Ham have played. So, you know, it's not over yet for West Ham fans. I think the relegation battle is still quite there for their team. Looking at, of course, my team, Newcastle United, and looking where we are in the table, of course, we currently occupy third in the table. We have 50 points. We've got a 22 plus goal difference. We're 10 more better on the goal difference than Tottenham, who have a 12 plus goal difference. Man United, of course, also on 50 points, but they only have a +4 goal difference, and they currently sit in at 5th in the table. If Newcastle win in this game tomorrow against West Ham down in the capital, we would extend our points tally to 53, pushing us 3 points ahead of course, Tottenham. And looking at, of course, our results against the Hammers in the Premier League, you know, the most recent game against them, which was the 21-22 season, seen will, of course, get a draw in a 1-1 draw. The season before that, of course, seen will win 2-0 against them. Callum Wilson and Jeff Hendrick scoring in the game. The season before that, in the 1920 season, seen will win 3-2 against them. Clark, Fernandez and Shelby scoring in the game. The last time we have lost to West Ham at their ground, of course, was the 18-19 season, which seen will lose 2-0 in the game. Season before that, of course, was a 3-2 win with Andre Savard, Mo Diami, and of course the late Christian Atsu scoring in the game for Newcastle to win 3-2. But like I say, we do have a really good positive record against West Ham on the road. So who knows, you know, maybe we will come away with the 3 points. I would, you know, definitely back us to come away with the 3 points in this one, even though, you know, West Ham are currently at this moment in time in 2023, like I say, unbeaten at the London Stadium in 6 games in all competitions. I think we will have the better of them on the day, and I think we will come away with the 3 points. Of course, this is the start of 3 away games as well for us, with the next game also being down in the capital, which, of course, we know Newcastle United, of course, have said that they will be staying down there, with it only being 3 days after this game against West Ham that we will be taking on Brentford at the G-Tech Community Stadium, of course, on the Saturday, the 8th of April. So, you know, it's that will be the second of 3 away games in a row, with the next home game being on the 23rd of April against Tottenham at St James's Park. So, before that one, of course, we do have a game against Aston Villa on the 15th of April. But the game tomorrow night, I'm going for Newcastle to come away with 3 points in the bag, extend our run in the Premier League to 53 points, and hopefully, the other teams around with that are playing as well, will lose their games, keep them away from where a little bit, try and get a little bit of a boost ahead of the likes of Tottenham as well. Brighton, of course, are taking on Bournemouth, so there's a chance for Brighton to push closer to Man United in there as well. Chelsea are taking on Liverpool, which Liverpool have a chance to push themselves further up into the top 6 area as well. And looking at the Man United game, they play, of course, tomorrow. They're taking on Brentford at Old Trafford, so they've got a chance, of course, to get 3 points in that game. But I think Brentford might have a bit too much for them. They already proved this season that they were quite a challenge against them when they beat them, of course, this season. Or, who knows, maybe Brentford can do it once again and get another 3 points against Manchester United. But I'm going for Newcastle to come away from this game against West Ham, and I'm going to say, of course, my team to come away from this game 2-1 winners against West Ham down at the London Stadium. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Any West Ham fans watching, what you're thinking going in this one. Do you think that if, of course, we get the win against us in this game, could that maybe be the end of David Moyes? There was questions around, that he could be sacked in the last game against Southampton if he had have lost. So if he loses this game, would the owners maybe be thinking about giving him the sack, or would they see it as more of a game where, he doesn't really have much of a chance in coming away with the 3 points? But let us know your thoughts anyway down in the comments below. As always, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channels. It does help to support the channel and move the channel forward to a wider audience. And if you do want to donate to the channel as well, you can do that by hitting the super thanks button. Any donations are welcome to the channel, as it all means a lot. Until next time, I'll see you all later, and how are the lads?